I have come up with a craft today for May crowning, something that you can do at your house, and you'll be able to run off the things that you need on Teachers Pay Teachers. There's a link there to do that, and you'll look up mysacredart.com. So on there, some of the things that you'll find in this package are a illustration that you can print with Mary, leaves, and flowers. You'll also need this strip across the back. Then you'll also find the background, so this is kind of her grotto. And this you'll be cutting out all the way around the outside. And then other things you'll need, possibly you could use some stickers if you have those, some small circles, maybe some stars for the background. If you don't have those, that's okay too. You'll also need some things for the center of your flowers. So you could use stickers, you could use yarn, you could use pieces of pipe cleaners, you could possibly even use some small pom-pom balls. And of course you're going to need glue. I'm not crazy about school glue, so something that is a little bit stronger, a scissors, possibly a hot glue gun. But only use that with adult supervision, and a lot of cutting. So you're going to be cutting out all of the flowers that you want, and you may not want to use them all. And flowers can be cut out in different ways, either all the way around the circle, or you possibly might want to cut a portion. So here is the project that I have been working on, and I've already cut all my pieces out. So you'll notice if you want to make your flower and make it to where you can cut it and bend it into like a little bit of a shape where it has like a 3D shape, you can do that. So you'd have to cut out all your petals. But if you would like to just cut them in a simple circle, then that's great too. So let's start putting this together. The first thing that we have to do is we really need to work on our flowers. So I'm going to set this to the side, and our flowers are going to be done in a variety of different ways. I'll put Mary to the side here too. We don't need her for just a few minutes. So May is the month of Mary, and a lot of us are used to going to May crownings, but sometimes we're unable to attend those. So one of the things you can do if you want to make your flower three-dimensional, you would take a flower like this and clip it just a little bit into the center, and then you can either use glue or you can use hot glue. I'll demonstrate one here with a little piece of regular glue. Doesn't take a whole lot. You know, glue can be kind of messy. And you'll bend it so that your leaves just overlap each other. And when they do, you'll have to hold it for just a few minutes, or a few seconds really. And when you do, it forms kind of a little bit of a funnel shape. So I think I'll make a few of those. Once again, you'll cut it and then put a little bit of glue. And then you'll bend it over and hold it. You don't have to hold it very long. Then we're going to put some centers on our flowers. So I think I'm going to try to put a little bit of yarn. So I'm going to try it by putting just a drop of glue in the center. And once I do that, then I can stick a few little pieces of yarn down in there. And you may not have yarn at your house. It just happens to be something that I have some of. So you could stick a couple of pieces down there and make a little yellow center to your flower. And I'm going to go ahead and put one more piece. Now you could always trim this after you've put your center in. So that would be kind of what a yarn center would look like. And after it dries a little bit, you can pull it up and shape it a little bit more. But you could also go in and trim it just a little bit, because it's kind of hard to handle it whenever it's, oops, pulled that one right out, didn't I? So that kind of shows us what yarn looks like in the middle. Another thing that we could use is, I'd like to show you how to use a piece of pipe cleaner. So if you take that pipe cleaner and you start twisting it into a circle, you see how it keeps its shape. And this is something else you could use. I'm going to put the pipe cleaner center on this one. You could also use hot glue. So I could have probably cut my pipe cleaner a little bit shorter. There's my pipe cleaner center. I would probably stay on a little bit better with hot glue. And then we've got our pom-pom center. That's kind of that, so I'm going to put just a drop of hot glue. And I know this will stick. I'll hold it in there real good and tight. Push it down in there. Make sure to be careful. Hot glue is dangerous. That's pretty cute, isn't it? That little sparkly center. And I think I'll use my other pom-pom on the yellow one. So you want to alternate and use different colors on your flowers. Put this little pom-pom inside of there. And so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to stick some stickers in there, because stickers are handy and they're fairly easy to use. And so I'm going to get out some of my circle stickers and put those in the middle. That's super cute. And so you can see how we make the flowers. So you'll continue on working on your flowers until you have the centers on all of them. I have a little problem getting my stickers out. Here's a heart sticker. I think I'll stick that one in there. And so continue on until you're completely finished. Now see, that didn't hold very well, did it? So I'm going to put a little hot glue on there. I think that's a much better solution. All right, the next thing that we want to do is on our flowers, once you have your sticker on there, we want to glue on some leaves. So I'm going to put a drop of glue on the back, and then make sure that my leaf shows up on my flower, like so. And I want to do that even on the ones that are three-dimensional. I want to put a leaf. Hold it on there for a second. And of course you could hot glue these too if you wanted to. Now, once you've completely finished all of your flowers, then we're going to put together the Mary and our entire grotto. So we'll move these to the side. And I want you to notice on the grotto, I cut it and there's a slit here. And then down here at the bottom is a little black line. So to be able to get things to match up, let's cut a V down here in the bottom. That shows us where we need to fold it. All right, the next thing we're going to do is turn it so that our sides match up on the bottom. Try to make your ends match up and make sure that you have it bent right there at the V and then all the way down. So we'll push down really hard, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to match it right here to my V and all the way to the top. All right, you have to press it down pretty hard. Sometimes people use a scissors to make that a nice smooth line. So that gives us our grotto. So our grotto is going to be standing up in the back. And then we need to get our strip of green paper that's going to go across the front. So if you will bend it right on the line, you could even come a little bit more onto the green if you wanted to. Right here, right on the line. And then this will just slip right over the top. So I'll put a little bit of glue on this side. And make sure that it's lined up with my edge. Glue it right on the edge. Hold it for just a minute till it's done. Then I'll glue my other side. Now, before we glue this one, let's wait just a second. Well, let's kind of rethink it. So we have our curves here. So I think part of what I want to do is I'm going to decorate, but I can't decorate where it's bending, right? So I want to decorate with my flat flowers, and I'm going to glue those on different portions of my background. They need to be a little bit above, so kind of in this area, because we want it to look like a flower garden. Okay, let's see, here's another one. I will attach this flower onto the other side. Make sure you're raising them up just a little bit, because we want her to look like she's sitting in a flower garden. Here's one that I used, and I haven't put my leaf on it yet, so I'll go ahead and do that. And like I said, we can't put them on the bend or our background won't bend the way that we want it to. Put a little bit of glue on it, or hot glue if that's what you want to use. And we can just continue adding leaves, adding flowers, and I don't think I even cut all of mine out, but you can certainly cut all of yours out and make it as full of leaves and flowers as you want. Because in a May crowning, a lot of people bring flowers. That worked pretty good to put my leaves on there even afterwards. Okay. Then Mary will be attached next. So I think we can go ahead and put glue on this section, on the back, and then make sure that it laps right over the edge. We're going to glue it right here on the back. Okay, and that's going to make it to where it will stand up. Then we're going to attach Mary right here in the center. It's going to be beautiful. Put a little bit of glue across the bottom of Mary, and that will help her to stand up. Try to put her right in the middle. Perfect. She's going to be a little bit floppy, so whenever you run this off, you're going to make sure that you run it off on cardstock. It's going to be better than just regular paper. Okay, so you'll notice that she's kind of flopping backwards right now, but when we stand her up, and by the time we get all of our flowers on there, then she'll stand up beautifully. All right, now I want to add a few of my flowers. Now see how my three-dimensional flowers are kind of standing up? So I'm just gonna add those onto Mary and make sure that when I stand it up, there we go. And of course, I'm doing this pretty quickly, but you're going to want to let things dry a little bit longer than what I'm doing. And of course, you can use your flat flowers too on the front if you don't want to go to the trouble to cut all the little sections out of them. And we can always add some more leaves. decorate away, and I will show you a picture of the final project when we're done. Perfect. We're getting close to completing our Mary, and she is really looking lovely. Something that you'll be able to sit on your dresser and remember how special she is this month. The last thing that we need to do is there's a piece, a little white strip that's on the same page as your background was for your grotto. So you need to bend right on the little bend marks there on both sides. So you'll notice how Mary is kind of floppy. She doesn't really want to stand up by herself. So we're going to secure her just a little bit. So if you'll bend those two, we're going to glue this on the back of Mary. So right here on the back of her head, we're going to glue the first strip. This is going to help her stand up. So glue it on, hold it for just a few minutes, and you might want to use hot glue, but I think this glue works pretty good. Then we're going to put a drop of glue on the back. This time you're going to put your hand back behind the back and hold it secure, so that gives it just a few minutes to go ahead and set up. And then we've got it. A beautiful Mary that stands up all by herself, that you can sit up on your dresser or any place that you would like to enjoy her. So have a great time doing this craft, and always remember that Mary is special because she is the mother of Jesus.